going on, Jerome's? Your Minnesota Vikings should have been looking to add to the offensive line to help protect J.J. McCarthy's ass, and the Vikings did just that at pick 177 overall, first selection in the 6th round, taking Walter Rouse, the pride of Oklahoma by way of Stanford. Rouse is 23 years young. He's 6'6", 313, former 4-star recruit from Washington, D.C. Now, he's really interesting because he has his choice of the high-end schools, Northwestern, Duke. A lot of Ivy League teams were in on him as well. Took his talents to Stanford, and he's a very impressive kid. He absolutely is. A biomechanical engineer at Stanford, was a 4-year starter at left tackle for the Cardinal. 2023 was initially going to head to Nebraska. Then chose Oklahoma, and it was the starting left tackle for the Sooners in 2023, but also remember Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback at the time, is left-handed, so he wasn't necessarily on the blind side, but also his tackle partner on the right side was Tyler Guyton, first rounder for the Dallas Cowboys, so it did pretty good. And also, just glancing at his Oklahoma, at his tape at Oklahoma against Texas, I mean, fared pretty damn well. Fair pretty damn well. But solid 83.8 PFF pass blocking grade his 1 year in Norman. 0 sacks allowed. 0 goose egg D'Angelo Russell. And also only 6 pressures. But you do have to factor in Oklahoma's quick, fast tempo offense. So take those pressure numbers with a grain of salt. Did have 9 penalties. Combine-wise, solid speed, explosiveness as well. Didn't really fare great in agility testing, but it is what it is. A 7.67 RAS. A scouting report from LancerlineNFL.com. Draft projection rounds 5 to 6, so right all up in there. NFL comp Cam Fleming. We'll take that. Rouse possesses the size and intelligence coaches like, and he might be able to continue improving if he can get stronger and prove he can play on the right side as well. He's an average athlete with average bend, and that will show up in his lack of consistent anchor and inline drive. However, that should not be oversold, as he tends to anchor enough and maintain a level of stickiness as a run blocker, even when it looks a little disheveled. Rouse has played almost exclusively as a left tackle, but might be in consideration as a solid swing tackle prospect with some upside. And Rouse, 5-year starter, 51 career starts, which is a lot. It's a lot, man. NFL body, long limbs, large hands as well, cerebral, high football IQ, like biomechanical engineering at Stanford. Also hopes to be a doctor someday. So football. So I love when these young men are so impressive that football is a side hustle that they do because they're 6'5", 300 pounds with long arms. It's fantastic, man. He's a finisher in the run game. He is physical. He is nasty. Functional short area athlete, developing as a pass protector. And also he is scheme agnostic, going from the Stanford offense to Oklahoma. Like I said, only played left tackle in college. So that is a question mark. Did play some right tackle at the Shrine Bowl. But as Zerline listed out, I mean, doesn't play with great leverage. I think that actually may work against him, his size, in terms of kicking inside. So this isn't one of those tackle prospects that you could potentially kick inside to guard. So I just don't really see that happening. But he does play certainly with enough leverage to play tackle at the next level. Now for the Vikings, so I hear what you're saying. Well, why did you take a guy who's only going to be able to play tackle in all likelihood in this spot when the Vikings need interior offensive line help? Well, as we always say, BPA, aside from quarterback, BPA, best player available, and then you can fill in free agency, whether undrafted or veteran free agency. Vikings can go from there. Also, it could be a spot. Hell, maybe if the Vikings don't come away with interior offensive line prospect that they like, they circle back with Dalton Risner. But also, with the Vikings' actions, I feel like they do believe that Blake Brandel is going to be one of the starting guards this year, given the contract, given the non-contact with Risner, and given the fact that they didn't go hard in the paint on interior offensive linemen, either in the 4th round or the 6th round, when there was ample interior offensive linemen on the board. Now, with Rouse, I do think that they see him as a long-term swing tackle project, and like we said, he did play some right tackle at the Shrine Bowl. It's important for him to show that. And, Darrisaw, young superstar, hopefully knocking on all of what he can stay healthy, definitely earning that extension. And O'Neal, even though I love Brian O'Neal, it is smart to have a contingency plan, since O'Neal did get dinged up over the last 2 years, is a little bit older as well. And Quisenberry, respect. I mean, Queensberry is fantastic as a veteran swing tackle, and I think that if something did happen to Darrisaw or O'Neal, he would be the first guy in. But Rouse would be the future. Queensberry certainly getting up there in age, 34 years young, and with Rouse, he could be a guy that Chris Cooper can take under his wing, can really develop and iron out some of those traits, and he could be the swing tackle. And maybe if he develops enough, he could eventually be a guy who could take over for Brian O'Neal if he does part ways with the Vikings as a cap casualty down the line. But overall, like we said, going team BPA. Love the NFL size. Love the high football IQ. Love that it's a premium position as well. So Walter Rouse, come on in. Come on in. Next Minnesota Viking tackle. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. You guys know what to do. Skull production value.